Tiga.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And yeah, as we all know, today we will have some forum that will talk about issue, challenge, and innovation of green technology, heat and energy. So today we will have three panels that are really brilliant about this green technology. Our first panel, I will introduce Miss Protanisa binti Umar Zain, such a lovely face. Second, Miss Nur Shamila binti Yusof, our brilliant to-be doctor. And the last one is Mr. Muhammad Shahid bin Ismail, our handsome panel. So, my name is Muhammad Al-Bakimi bin Manon, and I will gonna talk about introduction about this green technology. Green technology, also known as sustainable technology, take into account the long and short-term impact commodity has on the terrain. Green products are by description environmentally friendly, energy efficient, recycling, health, and safety enterprise. This green energy also can be renewable causes and more all go into the theme of green product of technology. Go green or phase extension is the best word to describe more about this green energy. We should be more alert with our ecosystem in this world since the innovation of the broom machine is more of the industrial revolution. Sorry, our Earth has suffered rapid fire change in climate that include decreasingly severe famines, increased depletion of groundwater cells, seawater addiction, acid deficiency, rising seawater situation, and this rapid fire also spread of condition and macro parasite. Okay, green technology also offer us the stylish stopgap to offset of the good climate change and pollution. Why? Because the world have fixed quantum of natural causes, some of which have formerly been depleted or ruined. For illustration, managed batteries and electronics frequently contain dangerous chemicals that contaminate soil and groundwater with chemicals that cannot be removed. Thus, usually our drinking water is come from, soil water, and it can be harm to our health lah. Okay, plastic is another non-sustainable resource that is destroying the ocean territories of ocean birds around the world, killing of fish, catcall, and numerous other species. Larger species pose choking and strangling hazard. This is all about our human that very doesn't give care lah about our environment. First thing first, we're gonna talk about energy. Energy is a variety of problem that can be solved with Newton laws principle, and there is some problem that could theoretically be solved with the laws are full difficult in practice. But sometimes this problem also can be met easier with other techniques. Just for your information, this energy concept is one of the most important topic in science and engineering. So there's a lot about introduction about green energy, as we all know lah. So I'm gonna ask Ms. Kotanisa binti Mazin more about issue and challenge that we face in green energy. Please, Ms. Kotanisa.
Thank you, Mr. Adif. Okay, today I would like to discuss about barriers and challenges for developing renewable energy in Malaysia and also disadvantage of green buildings. Okay, the first one I would like to talk the barriers and challenges first. Okay, the first point is financial barriers. Renewable energy resources have not developed big financial barriers. It is primarily meant that this is happening due to the cost, the high cost of capital, lack of experience and trust among the finances and investors, lack of access to capital and lack of access to consumer credit and the absence of appropriate financing are considered as the main financial barriers. Okay, the second one is administrative and political barriers. Social cultural barriers are indicated as having an impact on the development of renewable electricity project in Malaysia. The current problem in the administrative perspective is related to lack of attention given to the maintenance factor by the government. A large number of organizations involved in permitting procedures and lack of coordinating among involved authorities. Absence of powerful implementation of renewable energy that is mentioned in the Malaysian Development Plan. Lack of renewable energy specialists among decision makers, meaning that the policy makers are seen not to be fully aware of the characteristic and benefit of renewable energy. Okay, the third point is social cultural barriers. Okay, the first one, the limited public awareness of renewable energy advantage in the lack of awareness of social and environmental impact of non-renewable energy sources. Okay, lastly, high risk perception of using renewable energy unrestrictedly high cost. Then I would like to talk about the disadvantage of green building. Okay, the first point is high initial cost. Green construction often implies pretty high initial building costs, which are usually higher compared to conventional construction practice. This may discourage people to invest in green construction. Okay, the second point is energy supply may depend on the weather condition. If your green home relies on green alternative energies like solar power, your energy supply might be dependent on outside weather conditions. They need to have backup so that the green buildings can use conventional energy as an emergency resources. The third point is unclear long-term effects. Since green construction is a new technology, the long-term effect of this practice are still unclear. For instance, we do not know if there are any negative effects 50 years from now related to those green buildings. The fourth point is technology problem. Since the technology considered as new and not entirely mature yet, chances are that there might be some technology issues sooner or later. For instance, the energy supply may not work that good, thus there might be plenty of technology issues that have to be fixed over time. Number 5, maintenance may be difficult. Maintenance of those devices might be difficult since technology becomes more complex and very few craftsmen their knowledge up to date. Thus, depending on the area you live in, you might also have a pretty hard time finding a qualified worker for maintenance. Number 6, difficult to find experienced green construction workers. Most of the construction workers out there are quite experienced in conventional construction of building, but lack experience and knowledge when it comes to green building. Thus, it might be quite hard to find a company that will construct you a green home. And the last point is green construction is not suitable for all locations. Most green building needs sunlight to produce energy and to use the daylight to further reduce the need of using conventional energy resources. However, in regions that do not have many sunny days over the course of the year, those buildings may be not suitable for it. Okay, that's all from me. I would like to pass to our moderator.
Oh, there is a lot of issue and challenge in our green technology, right? So, our next panel, Miss Shamila Yusof, we're going to talk about innovation. Please, Miss Shamila.
Thank you for moderator Alif. Okay, now let me explain about a geothermal heat pump. Geothermal heat pump is a system, heating and cooling system that transfer heat to or from the ground using a ground loop system. Geothermal heat pump (GHP), sometimes referred to as geo-exchange, earth coupled ground source or water source heat pump, have been in use since the late 1940s. They use the relatively constant temperature of the earth as the exchange medium instead of the outside air temperature. Although many parts of the country experience seasonal temperature extreme from scorching heat in the summer to sub-zero cold in the winter. A few feet below the Earth's surface, the ground remains at a relatively constant Depending on latitude, ground temperature range from 45 Fahrenheit 7 Celsius to 75 Fahrenheit 21 Celsius. Like a cave, this ground temperature is warmer than the air above it during the winter and cooler than the air in the summer. The GHP take advantage of this more favorable temperature to become highly efficient by exchanging heat and the earth through a ground heat exchanger. As with any heat pump, geothermal and water source heat pump are able to heat, cool, and if so equipped, supply the house with hot water. Some models of geothermal system are available with two-speed compressor and variable fans for more comfort and energy saving. Relative to air source heat pump, they are quicker, last longer, need little maintenance, and do not depend on the temperature of the outside air. Type of heat pump system have four basic types of ground loop system. Three of these horizontal, vertical, and pond or lake are closed loop system. The fourth type of system is the open loop option. Several factors such as climate, soil condition, available, and local installation cost determine which is the best for the site. All of these approaches can be used in residential and commercial building application. Okay, now let me show you the process of geothermal heat pump. Wait.
We all want to save money heating and cooling our house or office, right? The answer may be under your feet, literally. Much of the heating and cooling can come from the ground, below the surface, with something called a geothermal heat pump. You see, below the frost line, about 10 feet down, the Earth maintains a nearly constant temperature of 54 degrees. We can tap this energy to provide heating in the winter and cooling in the summer. Okay, now here's how it works. Bury a loop of pipes, called a heat exchanger, just below the surface, and fill them with water or a water antifreeze solution. During the winter months, the air is usually cooler than the temperature below ground. The solution circulates in a loop underground and absorbs the Earth's heat. This heat is brought to the surface and transferred to a heat pump. The heat pump warms the air, and then your regular heating system warms the air some more to a comfortable temperature. Finally, ducts circulate the air to various rooms. Now, a huge benefit is that the geothermal system doesn't have to work as hard to make people inside comfortably warm, and you save lots of money on your heating bill. In the summertime, the system works in reverse. When it's hot outside, the temperature below the surface is cooler than the summer heat. So, the fluid in the loop absorbs heat in the building and sends it underground. The ground's lower temperature cools it and circulates it again and again. Now you're saving money on air conditioning. Now, this church uses a large geothermal heat pump to heat and cool the building. It has a very big parking lot, which lets it spread out its loop horizontally. But if you don't have all that space, you can go straight down and use a vertical loop system instead. Geothermal heat pumps can be used just about anywhere in the U.S. because all areas have nearly constant shallow ground temperatures, although systems in different locations will have varying degrees of efficiency and cost savings. The constant temperature of the Earth just below our feet is a sustainable resource, literally in our backyard. It's a clean energy source ready for us to use. to heat and cool our homes and buildings while lowering our utility bills.
Okay. The video show you about the process the geothermal heat pump. Okay, next let me explain about the solar panel system. Okay, solar system is the most abundant source of energy on Earth. By capturing the sun energy and turning it into electricity for your home or business, solar energy is a key solution in combating the current climate crisis and reducing our dependence on fossil fuel. Solar energy work. Our sun is a natural nuclear reactor. It releases tiny packets of energy called photons, which travel 93 million miles from the sun to Earth in about 8.5 minutes every hour. Enough photon impact our planet to generate enough solar energy to theoretically satisfy global energy needs for an entire year. A solar panel, when photon hit a solar cell, they knock electrons loose from their atom. If conductors are attached to the positive and negative side of a cell, it from an electrical circuit. When electrons flow through such a circuit, they generate electricity. Multiple cells make up a solar panel, and multiple panel module can be wired together to form a solar array. The more panel you can deploy, the more energy can expect to generate. Solar work when sunlight hit a solar panel, photon, particle, or energy are converted into electron. Then, as electron pass through the cell of a solar panel, they can convert into direct current, DC electricity. After that, the electricity is sent to an inverter, which converts it into alternating current AC power. Lastly, then AC power run through your home ready to power appliance, charge device, and more. And now you choose the laptop. We use the energy, solar energy, prime solar energy. Okay. Let me show you the photo about a solar panel. Okay. This example the solar energy picture. Okay. That's all from me. Thank you.
Wow, thank you, Ms. Shamila, about the innovation in green technology. You are really a lot of thing in your mind, right? More about solar system, geo, there's a lot. So I'm gonna ask Sir Muhammad Shahid, can you make any conclusion about this green technology, please?
So thank you, Mr. Alif Hakimi, and also other panels. What a interesting part to hear. So it comes to the conclusion. As we all know, it is now become obvious that our planet starts to suffocate from all the pollution that we are create. That is the reason why we need to do something regarding the pollution. The active use of green technology can help greatly in reducing uh, pollution such as heat pollution, air pollution, and energy pollution. The problems with pollution are all enough. So green technology is a relatively new ideas. It is now becoming more popular because people started to realize that we are really destroying our own planet with our inventions and developments. Green technology has become one of the fastest growth sectors of employment, and it can reverse the negative effects that we are actually giving before. With these new technologies, there will be so many particular problems that will be solved. It leads to a positive environment and mind. Furthermore, moving toward green technology has its own potential in achieving sustainable development and eradicates any poverty on an unprecedented scale with speed and effectiveness. So I hope our government contributes uh, in creating more new green technologies because it will help human civilization in their daily life. And also, I hope that ourselves, people out there, giving their full support in creating new green technologies. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Shahi, our most handsome panel today. So as we all know, this green technology have pro and contras. There is a good thing, there is a bad thing. But as we all know, this green technology is a good thing, the best thing for our world to become a better world. So I think that's all for this today, for this forum today. Thank you, Miss Shamila, Miss Tanisa, Mr. Shahi, for all the knowledge, the new knowledge about green technology. And we will meet on the next forum. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.